Are you afraid to take initiative? Do you see things happening around you that you know you could handle, but you aren't sure if it's okay to just handle it or not? Hi, Julie Perrine here with All Things Admin. When it comes to taking initiative at work, all executives have different preferences. Some are happy to have their assistants dive right in. Others want a heads up and some communication before you begin to implement your ideas. So when I talk about taking initiative, I like to start by identifying where you're at using the 7 different levels of initiative that Stephen Covey outlined in his book, The 8th Habit. The 7 levels start at level 1. Wait until you're told. Level 2 is ask. Level 3 is make a recommendation. Level 4 is I intend to. Level 5 is do it and report immediately. Level 6 is do it and report periodically. And level 7 is just do it. Which level you choose will largely depend on what you already know about your executive's managerial style, as well as how comfortable you are with voicing and implementing your ideas. So knowing when and how to take initiative is great for your career because it shows your executive that you're willing and able to work on your own without a ton of supervision or hand-holding. And it identifies you as a self-starter. But it can be hard to put yourself out there. So I want to review 5 reasons why you might be hesitant to take initiative. And I want you to see if any of these sound familiar to you. The first reason is you're scared of making a mistake. If your idea goes as planned, you get to take all the credit. But if it doesn't, you'll likely take all the blame. And often the fear of failure is enough to keep us stuck in a cycle of inaction. The second reason is you need a better system for task completion. If you've ever dropped the ball in the past, your executive may be hesitant to allow you to implement your new ideas, fearing that you're biting off more than you can chew. They may not be confident that you have the systems in place to get the things done in a timely manner. The third reason is you don't understand your executive's management or work style. If you and your executive's personality types are at odds, it can be difficult to effectively take initiative. For example, if they expect a bunch of updates and details, but you're only giving them a vague idea of your progress, neither one of you are going to be happy. The fourth reason is that you and your executive aren't communicating effectively. If your executive isn't great at explaining things, and you aren't great at filling in the missing details or asking for clarification when necessary, it can be a recipe for disaster. And the more you maybe unintentionally miss the mark, the less they are going to trust you to take initiative in the first place. And the fifth reason is that you, or possibly your executive, are projecting bad experiences with others onto one another. Now, maybe your executive's last assistant wasn't always starting projects and finishing them the way they expected them to. And so they're worried that you're likely going to do that too. Or maybe your last executive was toxic and yelled at you for the slightest mistake. As humans, we tend to project our past experiences onto people in our present, which can lead to miscues, misunderstandings, and an overall lack of confidence and trust. The good news is that all 5 of these problems have viable solutions, and I share more details in the article that's linked with this video. But here's a quick summary. First of all, everyone makes mistakes, especially if they're trying to do anything of importance. So figure out what caused it, identify what you're going to do to change it, and communicate that, and then move on. Number 2, if you need a better system for task management and follow-up, evaluate where your current system needs improvements and tap into your network to see what you can do to improve your setup so that nothing falls through the cracks. Number 3, to better match your communication and work styles with your executives, learn as much about their type as you can so that you can better adapt your style to meet theirs. And number 4, figure out how you can have more regular check-ins with your executive throughout the day so that the communication flow stays consistent and supportive for both of you. And finally, figure out the root causes of bad experiences and have a crucial conversation about that so that both of you are more aware and able to move past them. Just figuring out how to resolve the issues that you may have with taking initiative is you taking initiative. Finally, Exercising initiative is one of the key habits of the innovative admin. It demonstrates the value that you bring to your organization. It shows your executive that you have a vested interest in your role, and it helps you step into leadership by leading yourself first. Although it can be scary to take the leap, taking the initiative is one of the best things that you can do for your career. Identify where you're at on the 7 steps of initiative, initiate a conversation with your executive on how you can be more proactive in this area, and see how much impact and value that you can add for your executive and your team.